from last week or last time?
Yes.
What did you do, Lady Linda?
Well, I went back to the previous time. Focus on being the oneness and be grateful. I think that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, no, sorry. That is a good one, though.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I like
Keep
it. I like it very much.
The decision to receive is the decision to accept. And yes, I have accomplished that, I believe, with several things this last week.
Wonderful.
Wow. I had that one a couple of weeks ago. I found it quite hard, actually.
Yeah. And that's why I've had it for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But yes, I think the more that you look at it, the more that you read it, the more that you apply it to your life, there's a penny that drops, and you just start to realize that, okay, so because it's an expansive, like that one little sentence is like a huge statement, isn't it? So
It really is. Very huge.
So pulling it back to where it's more simplistic, where you can relate it to your life, because that's what we are trying to do. Yeah, it was kind of difficult, but I think I've achieved that.
That's wonderful.
And I
I've
apologize.
always had a really, forgive me, Linda, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And I was just going to say, I'm sorry about my screen. I can't get it to connect with my laptop for some reason.
It's not in the mood. It's
not in the mood.
Right,
No.
exactly. I've always found, I'll just take part of that statement as my statement right now. I always found it very difficult to receive because I was afraid that if I received, that so much had to be paid for that receiving because that's the atmosphere that I was raised in. And so I was very afraid of receiving.
Yes.
And I kind of put myself in a box saying, I don't need, when in reality, of course I did, but no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And what a lie, an absolute lie. And so, and also then I started noticing, I was asking myself, well, then is the ego here saying, I'm giving. See, I'm giving, I'm pretending to be Lady Bountiful, but I'm not really, but I'm pretending that. So it feels like, in quotes, it feels like I'm powerful because I'm Lady Bountiful and I'm giving and scared to death of receiving. Well, when we're scared to death of receiving, don't we put up armor and say, don't come close to me because no, if I receive, oh, that could be really bad. So when you say something like that, Linda, it just brings it up to me that I really had to stop it, Audrey. Stop it. Ask for what you need, not what you think you can get. Ask for what you can have the guts to do that. Really hard stuff.
Yeah, it is very difficult.
Yeah.
So I've got sort of the antithesis to that.
Ooh, that's a nice word for today.
I don't even know if I'm using it correctly.
That's a 25-cent word. Okay.
Say it again, Coralie.
You can't make me. I'm going to read this out and we'll see.
Wait a minute, I'll hold my glass this way for a word like that. Yes, I have to hold my fingers out.
Okay. You do not understand how lofty the Holy Spirit's perception of you really is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So receive.
That makes my stomach quiver. It does. It does. Oh,
Mm,
wow. That's beautiful.
mm.
How has that sat with you? How did it feel?
Well, actually, I was telling you about that thing yesterday, but I'll tell Lady Linda about it as well because
Yeah,
it's my whole
yeah.
new world. Is Actually a while ago, so it was someone else's exercise was to write down 50 good things about yourself. And it took me a
Wow.
few days to be able to do that. 50 things, it's quite a lot.
That's a
And
lot. Yeah.
yeah, so I had that, but then I also had a few other things from like marketing courses and stuff I've been doing about, receiving abundance. So with those things, I put all this into ChatGPT. I put in those things and I put in things that I'd like to believe about myself. And then I got ChatGPT to write me a poem. And then,
Nice.
yeah, and then I recorded myself into my phone reading the poem. And I have been listening to it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that is really awesome. I just
Yeah.
want to tell the whole world to do that because
Yeah.
it's
Yes, it is.
very
It is
important.
because, like we were talking about yesterday, Corley, indeed, when I heard you say that, that's exactly what I did. And when I can feel myself going down, that I'm trying to get depressed and I can't do this, it's too hard, I blah blah blah, and the whining, and I listen, Adria, everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Mm,
And it's myself telling myself
mm,
that, and it calms me down and brings
mm.
me up again. So yes, it
Yeah.
really works. It
Mm.
really works. I think it's very valuable to tell everybody to do that,
Yes. Yeah.
you know? And we could probably tack that on to something with the TMRT that once the person has done the work and they're feeling this way, maybe they take, I don't know, either the assets that have been gathered, either that or something, and then repeat it to themselves and like clothe themselves in that. I bet you that it
Mm.
would like double the effect.
Mm.
Would be worth trying. Would be worth
It would-
trying
yeah.
anyway. Maybe we could try it and see,
Yes.
if we end up with something that we could record that's even if it's a minute long. Doesn't have to be long.
No,
Yeah,
no, it doesn't at all.
yeah. Interesting. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm going to be really sneaky and say that I love that it's just the three of us because we can say anything we want.
Well, I was going to
We
record
are
it
being
and put it in.
recorded.
That's true, we are. I know, but still, it still feels freer. We are being
Although,
recorded. It's true.
yeah,
It's
don't
true.
have to post it in the group. We'll see how we feel at the end.
That's right. You can say, "Oh, I forgot."
So, shall we move on to the Course of Miracles?
Yeah. This is an awful lot of fun, but yes, I guess so.
Okay,
Gary
I'll
would be
just
disappointed in us if we didn't.
no,
No, he wouldn't be.
And you're right.
yeah.
You're right. He
He'd
would
know
say,
that we'd be
listen,
having
listen
fun.
to the three of them. He'd be jealous, is what he would be.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see how good I am at sharing my screen. Yeah.
Okay.
There, how's that?
Yeah, I see there it is.
The
Brava.
two evaluations.
Yeah, I don't know where we are because I think I've missed two now.
Actually, I'll just have a look in the I
Um,
think.
so it was, yes, the two evaluations, number 7 is where we start
Ah,
from.
okay.
There we go.
So did we do number 7?
No.
Okay. Right. Okay, so who would like to read that?
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
I have said that the ego does not know what a real question is. Lack of knowledge of any kind is always associated with unwillingness to know, and this produces a total lack of knowledge simply because knowledge is total. Not to question your littleness, therefore, is to deny all knowledge and keep the ego's whole thought system intact. It sounds like what you were talking about before, Adria.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. How interesting.
You cannot retain part of a thought system because it can be questioned only at its foundation. And
Hmm.
this must be questioned from beyond it, because within it, its foundation does stand. The Holy Spirit judges against the reality of the ego's thought system merely because he knows its foundation is not true. Therefore, nothing that rises from it means anything. He judges every belief you hold in terms of where it comes from. If it comes from God, he knows it to be true. If it does not, he knows that it is meaningless.
Hmm.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Lack of knowledge of any kind is always associated with unwillingness to know. Wow. And this produces a total lack of knowledge simply because knowledge is total. What a sentence. Wow.
Mm, what a paragraph. Like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, yes, it
yeah.
is. It's huge. It's huge.
Mm.
My. I cannot retain
Mm.
part of the thought system because it can be questioned only at its foundation. It's big. It's got like a lot of layers, like an onion.
It really does.
Yeah. Holy Spirit judges against the reality of the ego's thought system merely because he knows its foundation is not true.
Mm.
Mm.
I love that the last bit though. If it comes from God, he knows it to be true. If it does not, he knows that it is meaningless. Mm.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
God doesn't judge. Is that right? But the
Correct.
Holy Spirit does.
That's interesting. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm. It is interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he's judging against the reality of the ego's thought system, um, even though he knows it's that the ego's foundation is not true.
Right. So why
So
would he bother judging?
why would he bother judging?
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm.
Mm. Shall we move on and see if it becomes clearer? Because actually, the
Yeah,
last,
maybe it will, because sometimes it
yeah,
does, huh?
and the next paragraph's the last one of the chapter, and that, so it's quite often the good one.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You know, the clear one.
Right, right, right.
Okay. Do you want to read it, Adria?
Yeah, sure. Whenever you question your value, say God Himself is incomplete without me. Remember this when the ego speaks, and you will not hear it. Wait a minute, I have to read that again. God Himself is incomplete without me if I'm questioning my value. Remember that. In other words, remember that God is incomplete without me. Remember this when the ego speaks and you will not hear it. The truth about you is so lofty that nothing unworthy of God is worthy of you. Choose then what you want in these terms and accept nothing that you would not offer to God as wholly fitting for Him. You do not want anything else. Return your part to Him, and He will give you all of Himself in exchange for the return of what belongs to Him and renders Him complete. That's extraordinary. The truth about you is so lofty that nothing unworthy of God is worthy of you. So don't settle. And give the best of yourself and the best of what you want in this world to the divine, because that is completion to the divine. Is that how it's striking you? I'm wondering. Am I interpreting too liberally, or choose then what you want in these terms and accept nothing that you would not offer to God as wholly fitting for Him, because you're wholly fitting for God. You do not want anything else. Return your part to Him, and He will give you all of Himself in exchange for the return of what belongs to Him and renders Him complete. So to me, this says something that I have always believed, that we are all a piece of the divine, that there is no separation. That we are as holy and as divine as the divine, because that's what we come from. That we're made out of stars, even though we don't act like it, but
Yeah.
that's who we are. And society molds us differently.
Mm. Isn't it amazing how much we
Maybe.
are told and
Yeah.
tell ourselves that we
Uh,
are
uh,
not bad?
yes. You're bad. You're small. Sit down. Be quiet. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Wow. Linda, how does that strike you?
Well, it's a small paragraph, but it's saying a hell of a lot.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you question your value, say, God Himself is incomplete without me.
Yeah.
Remember this when the ego speaks and you will not hear it. So, well,
What does that mean? You will not hear it. You won't hear what?
you
That
won't
when
hear
the
God.
ego speaks?
You won't hear God Himself is incomplete without me because
Oh,
the
oh,
ego is
okay.
speaking.
Okay, okay.
So it's
Because
about
the noise
listening.
of that. Yeah, yeah.
So it's about listening so that you can.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So whenever you question your value, so whenever you question, I'm assuming the values that you hold for yourself,
or am I enough, or things like that.
Hmm.
Hmm. I hear you, precious. I hear you. Come. Come and sit down. Come and sit down, precious. Come. Come, baby. Yeah.
So shall we move on? Or do we
Hmm.
want to hang out with that?
I think if we keep going on that one, we would still be here probably tomorrow at this time. So it's
Yeah.
like it's really large, that one. And
Hmm.
normally, well, I don't see it as a summary of this chapter, like the last one usually kind of is, or maybe I'm not seeing it.
Mm.
Maybe my ego is speaking and I'm not listening.
Well, I could relate it very much to my statement from last week, which was you do not understand how lofty the Holy Spirit's perception
Yeah.
of you really is.
There we
That,
go.
yeah, that really
So
fits with that.
it does,
Hmm.
and it's really interesting that
Yeah.
the word lofty has been used again. So I'm just going to look
Yes.
up the
That's
meaning of
interesting.
lofty,
Yeah.
which is I'm going to have to move my phone. Sorry. Of
Right.
imposing height,
Imposing height, exalted. Yeah. Hmm.
noble,
Yeah.
elevated in
Okay.
character and spirit.
Okay.
So
Mm.
if we were to, what was your one again, Coralie?
That was, you do not understand how lofty the Holy Spirit's perception of you really is.
Right.
Hmm.
So the Holy Spirit holds you in high regard, high status. So in here they're saying the truth about you is so lofty that nothing unworthy of God is worthy of you. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, beautiful. Okay, sorry, I just needed to see
Huh.
what
Yeah.
lofty. I wouldn't have thought lofty would have meant that. Lofty seems like such a lazy word, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Lofty.
Mhm.
Comfortable,
Yeah.
lofty pillows.
Those must be
Lofty chocolate.
exceptionally beautiful. Ooh, I'd like some lofty chocolate right now.
Okay. Well,
Mhm. Cool.
if we're ready to move on, that's
I
great.
am. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, grandeur versus lofty versus grandiosity.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Wow.
here we go. Grandeur is of God and only of Him. Therefore, it is in you. Whenever you become aware of it, however dimly, you abandon the ego automatically because in the presence of the grandeur of God, the meaninglessness of the ego becomes perfectly apparent. When this occurs, even though it does not understand it, the ego believes that its enemy has struck and attempts to offer gifts to induce you to return to its protection.
Mhm.
Self inflation is the only offering it can make. The grandiosity of the ego is its alternative to the grandeur of God. Which will you choose?
Wow. Wow.
Nice to see a question at the end of that paragraph.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful distinction between the two of
Mm.
grandeur and
It is, and am I correct in
yeah.
thinking that it's like it's self-explanatory,
I
or have I missed something?
well, I think so because grandeur is very royal, it's regal, it's grounded. It is there. It's like an oak tree. And
Mm.
grandiosity is when you puffing yourself up. You're pretending. Or
Mm,
as they would say in Texas, He's all hat and no cattle.
Okay.
That's grandiose. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Mm.
Fascinating. And I think this paragraph 2 is in Marianne Williamson's Return to Love when she's discussing the Course in Miracles. Grandiosity is always a cover for despair. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what I used to recognize in myself was bravado, that I was pretending that everything was fine, and it wasn't. It was just fake. If somebody would have had a pin and gone poof, it would have the whole illusion would have vanished.
Yeah. It's interesting though because it's like which will you choose? But it's not
Uh-huh.
that easy, because you are like when you're going into the grandiosity, you're
Uh-huh.
protecting yourself. So you're
Yes.
like
Yes.
going, oh, I've got to put up these smoke and mirrors so that you don't see me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or very shiny armor that it's so shiny that it's blinding and you can't really see what's under the armor.
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm. So
Huh.
just being aware that you're making the choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh.
Mhm. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go, Linda?
Sure. Grandiosity is always a cover for despair. Didn't we just say something along those lines?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah.
yeah. It is without hope because it is not real. It is an attempt to counteract your littleness based on the belief that the littleness is real. Without this belief, grandiosity is meaningless, and you could not possibly want it. The essence of grandiosity is competitiveness
Hmm.
because it involves attack. It is a delusional attempt to outdo, but not to undo.
Oh,
We said
interesting.
before that the ego vacillates between suspiciousness and viciousness. It remains suspicious as long as you despair of yourself. It shifts to viciousness when you decide not to tolerate self-abatement and seek relief. Then it offers you the illusion of attack as a solution. Well, that
Hmm.
makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I mean, the ego, the way that I see ego after reading through the parts that we have read through in the Course in Miracles, is that it's got a one-track mind, really. Like, it's like, well, if you're not thinking about me or doing what I want you to do, then I'm just going to pull you in, going to rein you in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite
And the
interesting.
illusion is that I'm keeping you safe. That's
Yes,
Yes.
why I'm pulling you in because you're not safe out there.
it's a
Hmm.
delusional attempt to outdo, but not to undo.
There we go. Wow.
Mm,
Hmm. Fascinating.
mm, yeah,
Fascinating.
shift to viciousness when you decide not to tolerate self-abatement and seek relief. It's
Hmm.
so interesting. It's so true. And the viciousness, obviously, it's coming from within, and because you don't like yourself at the time, but then you just take it out on others.
Right.
Mm.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hurting. Why shouldn't you hurt?
Right. Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly.
mm.
Huh.
Yeah. Then it offers you the illusion of attack as a solution. Mm. I don't like that paragraph.
Oh my God.
I don't like it at all.
Okay. Gonna go out, Adria.
Yeah. The ego is immobilized in the presence of God's
I think
grandeur.
we're only up to number 3,
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
I think.
yes, number 3.
Yes.
The ego does not, I can't count. Oh, my shoes are on, so you know. The ego does not understand the difference between grandeur and grandiosity because it sees no difference between miracle impulses and ego alien beliefs of its own. Okay, the ego does not understand the difference between grandeur and grandiosity because it sees no difference between miracle impulses and ego alien beliefs of its own. I told you that the ego is aware of threat to its existence, but makes no distinction between these two very different kinds of threat. Its profound sense of vulnerability renders it incapable of judgment except in terms of attack. When the ego experiences threats, its only decision is whether to attack now or withdraw to attack later. If you accept its offer of grandiosity, it will attack immediately. If you do not, it will wait.
Jeez.
Oh, how fascinating. Yeah, exactly. And you just like you see a shadow sneak around the corner out of the corner of your eye. Yeah.
Mm. Oh my
Wow.
God.
Uh-huh.
This chapter's really stirring stuff up, I have to
I
say.
was going to say it's like right in your face, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, oh man.
Mm.
Hmm.
It's
It's
interesting because,
interesting the amount of times I've actually said how much I trust in the universe. And yet, just in these 3 paragraphs here, I realize that that's not true. It's just something that I've said.
Wow.
Um, and that it's the ego that's just going, well, well, basically what it said back here further, you can have anything you want. Just stay right here. You can have anything you want,
Right, right.
So it's interesting the words that we say when, and not understanding what those words are, maybe.
Well, Linda, doesn't it feel like it's like layers of learning almost because we can understand something intellectually. I've understood so much intellectually, but then when I had to live it, I said, I had no idea what this was about. And my arrogance thought, oh yeah, oh that whole thing, sure, I understand what that is. My brain understood it. It wasn't a cellular comprehension
Mm,
that causes you to act differently.
mm,
Mm.
But when we're just meeting something intellectually, because it makes us uneasy when it's in the gut and in the heart. So we put
mm,
it up in the brain where we think we can control it, and the fates, of course, laugh. Hmm. Wow.
Mm.
This is big stuff.
It
mm.
is. Especially for me, the ego will just wait.
It's just sitting in
It'll
the
still be
corner
there.
waiting. Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
Covers itself with a blanket and just sits there. Hmm. Wow.
Okay.
When I'm just looking back at where, it mentions the ego, and I've only gone back like a couple of pages, and it's all about, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's the ego is deceived by everything that you do. The ego is
Hmm.
therefore particularly likely to attack you. Um, the ego does not know what a real question is. Um, And then back up to where we are. Oh, well, we're going on to the next one. The ego is immobilized. It's like,
Mm.
why do we trust and believe in something like that when it's constantly in the negative? I mean, because we're all positive people. And being human, we all have our down times as well. But if it was a person, if the ego was actually a person standing in front of us, we wouldn't want anything to do with them, would we? Or am I thinking way outside the square here?
But,
No.
oh, forgive me. Go ahead, Coralie.
Oh, no, I was just sort of saying no in answer to Lady Linda saying, are you going too far out? No. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Because I think that's society's conditioning is partly what feeds the ego. That we are trained in a certain way. When a baby first comes out into the world and takes its breath and starts screaming, it expects to be fed. It holds out its arms and it thinks it's going to be held. And there's no hold me because I'm beautiful or hold me because I cry so well. It's just, this is natural. This is divine. This is who I am. And society says, will you be quiet?
Yeah.
Will
Mm.
you sit down and be quiet?
But
So
just backing up a little bit, Adria,
yeah,
is when the baby, I don't know whether they still do it now, but they did in my day. As soon as you come
yeah.
out, they smack your ass. So,
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
true. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, well, I want to
Hmm.
go back in there. I don't want to stay out here if that's going to happen.
It's
I'm going
cold and
back.
somebody just hit me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow.
I've
So
Wow.
been
it's,
to a few births and I haven't seen any ass smacking
yeah, okay.
in the last few
That's good.
years.
I hope they don't anymore.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, shall we carry on?
Sure. I'm
Okay.
loving our conversation though. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Me too.
The ego is immobilized by the presence of God's grandeur because his grandeur establishes your freedom. Even the faintest hint of your reality literally drives the ego from your mind because you will give up all investment in it. Grandeur is totally without illusion, and because it is real, it is compellingly convincing. Yet the conviction of reality will not remain with you unless you are not. Yet the conviction of reality will not remain with you unless you do not allow the ego to attack it. The ego will make every effort to recover and mobilize its energies against your release. It will tell you that you are insane and
Mm.
argue that grandeur cannot be a real part of you because of the littleness in which it believes.
Mm-hmm.
Yet your grandeur is not delusional because you did not make it. You made grandiosity and are afraid of it because it is a form of attack, but your grandeur is of God, who created it out of his love.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
That's gorgeous. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have I have underlined every single sentence in that paragraph. That is just such. I'm actually going
Oh
to draw a
yeah.
little love heart next to it because I actually really like that.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, beautiful.
I really like the bit that says, "Yet your grandeur is not delusional because you did not make it."
Mhm,
Mm.
mhm. You made grandiosity.
Mm.
Mhm.
Your
Wow.
your grandeur is of God who created it out of his love.
It
Oh,
is love.
that's so cool. I like it. I might
It's
even have
beautiful.
a tear.
It's beautiful. Mhm.
Mm.
Should we carry on? We
Mhm.
want to hang out with it more.
Sure. Is it mine? Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah.
Um, from your grandeur, you can only bless because your grandeur is your abundance. Oh my
Mm.
God.
I love that. That may be
By,
my sentence.
by blessing you, hold it in your mind, protecting it from illusions, and keeping yourself in the mind of God. Remember always that you cannot be anywhere except in the mind of God. When you forget this, you will despair and you will attack.
Wow, that's lovely.
Isn't
Mhm.
it? Another
Mm.
love heart going in. There we go.
Mhm. Oh, beautiful.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, gonna go Adria.
Mhm. The ego depends solely on your willingness to tolerate it. If you are willing to look upon your grandeur, you cannot despair, and therefore you cannot want the ego. Your grandeur is God's answer to the ego because it is true. Littleness and grandeur cannot coexist, nor is it possible for them to alternate. Littleness and grandiosity can and must alternate, since both are untrue and are therefore on the same level. Being the level of shift, it is experienced as shifting, and extremes are its essential characteristic.
Mm.
Wow. Littleness and grandeur cannot coexist, but littleness and grandiosity can and must alternate.
Mm. Because they're both ego.
Right, and they're both on the same level. Wow.
Mm.
You know, um, I've just made a little pact with myself that
Mhm.
anything to do with ego is going to remain ununderlined. It's going to be
Mhm.
ununderlined.
Wow. That's serious.
And then anything
Wow.
other than that is going to be underlined. Because it's, yeah. And I know that it's talking about that, like it's it's the balance between the two, really, isn't it? Because without one, you can't have the other.
Mm.
Without day, you can't have night. Without black, you can't have white.
Mm.
Mm.
Truth and littleness are denials of each other because grandeur is truth. Truth does not vacillate, it is always true. When grandeur slips away from you, you have replaced it with something you have made. Perhaps it is the belief in littleness. Perhaps it is the belief in grandiosity. Yet it must be insane because it is not true. Your grandeur will never deceive you, but your illusions always will. Illusions are deceptions. You cannot triumph, but you are exalted. And in your exalted state, you seek others like you and rejoice with them.
Hmm. I only underlined 2 sentences in that paragraph. There you go, it's working. It's an interesting paragraph, that one.
I don't really
Yep.
get the last bit.
From you cannot triumph.
Illusions are deceptions. Yeah, you cannot triumph, but you are exalted. What does that mean?
You are exalted because you are grand. You are in grandeur, and therefore you are exalted. You don't need to triumph because you're already high. In other words, it's like I want to climb higher up the ladder, but you're already on top of the ladder.
Or is it I'm sorry, but I see it
No,
as the
no, go
absolute
ahead.
opposite. I see it as the absolute opposite of that it's
Okay,
saying
okay.
illusions are deceptions, because we're saying here your grandeur will never deceive you, but your illusions always will. Illusions are deceptions. So we're still talking
All
about
right.
ego. You cannot
Yeah.
triumph, but you are exalted. So you can't triumph with the illusions or the deceptions,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
you feel exalted, and in your exalted state, you seek others like you and rejoice with them. So,
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I could see that too.
but isn't that kind of cool? Like we're seeing two very
Yeah.
opposite of each other, which I think is kind of cool. But it's all in the
Well,
wording, I
Linda,
guess.
also this is not simple, clear writing. This
No.
No,
has
no,
circuity in it. It goes around. It can have a lot of interpretations. I think
it
so.
can. Absolutely, it can.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
I absolutely understand what you're saying. That makes sense too to me.
Yeah, it's
Oh, interesting.
mm. It's only
Interesting.
because it said you cannot triumph, but you are
Hmm.
exalted, that made me
Hmm.
think that it was the believing
Fake
in the illusions.
exaltation. Right, right.
Yeah, and then you surround yourself with other people that are the same, that can pull you down, weigh you
Yeah,
down.
that could work. That could work too.
Yes, well, it does work both ways, doesn't it?
It does. It
Seeking
really
others and
does.
rejoicing with them. Yeah.
Especially because the R is italicized. To me, it makes
Mm.
it gives me the focus that it's you are divine and you're already high, and so you can't go more than that. That's why it seems that way to me. It
Mm.
doesn't mean that one is right and one is wrong. They're just different.
Oh, absolutely
Oh,
correct. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah.
And this is what this is about, interpretation and open to discussion.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly.
Also, exalted is just a word we don't use much. Well, I don't use
Right,
much. I'm not
right.
Yep,
sort of,
correct.
you know.
Mm.
So I looked it up. In a state of extreme happiness
Mm,
or
mm.
at a high or powerful level.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Mm,
Interesting. Because I only thought of it as high and powerful, but extreme happiness. That's very interesting to me. See,
mm,
Mm.
I never thought of it that way, as extreme
mm,
happiness.
mm.
Oh, interesting.
Mm.
High or elevated in rank, position, dignity,
Mm,
etc.
mm.
I use another one, elevated in character, noble, lofty.
Lofty. Oh,
Yeah,
there's our word. That's our
okay.
word.
Well, lofty's been used twice in the last couple of weeks, hasn't it? So your
Yeah.
last lesson, Coralie,
Yeah,
was yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah. Okay. I can't remember whose turn it is.
I'll
Linda?
read if you want me to. Or
Well,
Linda.
we're 2 minutes away
Oh,
from
okay.
the
All
end of the
right.
Oh,
So
quarterly.
shall we
oh,
wrap it up
basta.
then?
How
Yeah,
quick has
let's
that
wrap it up.
gone?
Yeah. My brain is tired. I woke up at 2:30 this morning, so I'm tired.
Oh, long
Yep.
day.
Oh, definitely. Oh. Huh.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night either. I kept lying there thinking, "Oh my God, this night is so long."
So long. It must be the shifts in energy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Mm.
Well, I think that the sentence that really magnetized me was grandeur is totally without illusion because it is real. It is compellingly convincing.
Mm.
And that to me that says stand in your power because that's
Mm,
compelling. You don't have to sell your power or
Yes.
sell anything.
Yeah, agreed.
Wow, wow. I like that.
Mm.
Do I have the guts to do that? I don't know. I'll let you know.
Of course you do.
yeah.
Of course you do.
Okay, thank you. Good.
It's sort of not doing anything, is it?
Right, exactly. Not making it better, not making it prettier, just be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you got yours, Linda?
Yes, I do. So, from your grandeur, you can only bless because your grandeur is your abundance. I
Hmm.
just love that. I just want to
I
grab that,
love it too. I
squeeze
love
it,
it too.
hug it.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm giving it
That's
more love
yeah.
heart. More love heart.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm.
Hmm. What
And
about you,
Coralie?
Apple?
Mine is God Himself is incomplete without me.
Oh,
Nice.
that is
Love
so
that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fabulous.
We got through over 2 pages today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we powered through.
Mm-hmm.
This rate
Mm-hmm.
will be finished in 5 years.
Oh, you crack me up. You do.
Oh,
Well, lovely people.
it was wonderful.
It was a
Thank you
Yeah,
so
pleasure.
much. It
thank
was.
you.
Mm.
It was indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mwah.
Okay.
thank you, Coralie, for hosting. Really appreciate that. I couldn't do it with my lack
Beautifully
of
done.
subscription, but So well done.
Nice welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care.
Well,
Love you guys.
Ciao,
you too.
darling.
See you
Bye.
next week.
Yeah.
Bye.